Hello, welcome to Not So Awesome Review. Today we're looking at the DC Essentials of Batman action figure, and this guy is pretty awesome, but pretty annoying at the same time, and I'll get into that in a second. He does stand at 6.81 inches tall. It says so on the box. I read it. I didn't have to measure him or anything. Do like it. Doesn't come with any extra hands, heads, or anything like that. He does come with one accessory, which is a Batarang, which is hard plastic and kind of pointy on the end, so definitely be careful with that. And yeah, so the figure itself aesthetically looks good. It looks really good. There is kind of one slight thing I think looks off, but with a little bit of posing, it's not bad at all. As you guys can see, he does have his not new 52, that's definitely wrong. His rebirth outfit with the yellow symbol around the bat, the yellow belt with the black lines. I believe the cowl and the gloves and everything else that's blue should be black, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's black in the comic books, but if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's black and not blue, though the blue looks good, so don't get me wrong. I do like how he looks. The inside of the cape is purple, as it should be, and one thing you might notice, actually, this guy looks nothing like the product images that are shown, even on Amazon, and I want to say Big Bad Toy Store right now. I mean, they could have changed them. I haven't checked in like a day or two, but yeah, those images on there are of the prototype from like a year ago, I think. And he looks different. His cape is different. His body proportion looks different. His face looks different. He's actually way better looking than those pictures, which I feel like they definitely need to fix, because that might actually hurt the sales a little bit. Because I almost didn't want to buy him, and then I found out this is how he looks for real. I was like, wow, they changed it. He looks better. I actually really want it, and I am glad I have it. You can see here, they did, wrinkles on the cape. The boots have the lines here, no pegs, which he needs, because he is very hard to get to stand. Just first of all, in a vanilla pose, getting him to stand is very difficult. But the main issue here is the loose joints. You can see his knees are a bit loose right there. His legs are a little bit loose. His ankle here is actually so annoying because, well, yeah, it's loose. It's annoying. Now, is it like horribly loose? You tell me. You honestly tell me. I mean, you can shake it around sometimes. It won't do that. Sometimes it actually will stay stiff, but for the most part, yeah, it's really disappointing, because it's actually a really good figure. If it wasn't for that fact, I would say this is probably my favorite Batman, action figure wise anyway. His arms do feel like they're a little bit too long for the body. It might just be the hand here. I feel like the hand is actually too big. The one on the left here, it's alright. It still feels too big, but it looks better because it's a fist. This one, being the way it is, feels, again, just a little bit off. I feel like his body proportion on his arms are a little bit off. Not something I ever complain about, but you can fix it just by kind of bending his arms back, and then it's not really that noticeable. So yeah, anyways, articulation, like I said, it's really good. It is. His head can move a pretty good amount. He can move forward, or up, I should say, that much, which is really good. Add the ab crunch to it and move back, and he can look straight up, which I love. I absolutely love that. It was a great job on their part. I'm proud of them for that, because, well, DC, it's been a long road of getting a good action figure with good articulation, just in general. Aside from the Mezco ones, which do have their own issues, DC, essential lines from before, even the Icons line, and then their regular multiverse lines, their articulation's always been not the greatest. This I actually really love. He can move his ab forward that much, which is pretty good. It's not super amazing like the back, but it is workable, especially when you add in the leg articulation. His arms can only move out that much, which sucks, but if you do rotate it, go like that, and then rotate his actual upper bicep like that, you can get it going straight. So you have to work for it, but you can do it. And he can move his arm all the way around. You can see the cape doesn't really get too much in the way. It does kind of move out pretty good. Again, upper bicep rotation, double jointed elbows that do really good. Rotation at the wrist with a swivel. I do hate that he doesn't come with an extra fist. I hate it when characters have a specific hand and no extra hand for anything else. I don't like it. That annoys me. It is cool to have it with the boomerang, with the Batarang, and getting him in poses like that, but I wish he had an extra fist, because it limits what you can do with him. Anyways, he does have rotation at the waist, which moves the belt that is glued in place, and it looks so off. and I'm sure if you guys left it in a position where it's turned and pushing this, and it'll probably want to stay like that. So be careful. Maybe don't leave him kind of turned like that, or you're risking the belt kind of not wanting to form back, and that's just my opinion, but pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Anyways, legs can move forward that much, which is, again, really good. Can't really kick back. I mean, there's a slight movement, but it's barely noticeable. His legs can go outwards that much, which is really good. He does have the upper leg rotation. He does have double jointed knees to do really well. He does have boot rotation, and he can move his ankle back and forward. And if you twist the ankle, go to the joint right here, then you can get the pivot going on. Otherwise, it can only do either back or forward or pivot at a time, which kind of sucks. I don't know why they went with that. I mean, I feel like that's like old technology. It feels weird to say technology, but yeah, it feels like it's an old system. It's definitely not the best way to do ankles. They could have done it so he can move forward, back, and have the side to side. So I don't know who designed it like that, but yeah, kind of disappointing that you can do one or the other. Because yeah, can't do that. Can do it there, but can't go forward. And yeah, I don't know. Really bad design in my opinion. So, all that said, is this figure good? Is he awesome? Is he the greatest Batman ever? No. But is he very close to it? Yeah. I would say he's definitely the most articulated Batman I own. I'm pretty sure he is. I think over the Mezco one, over the DC Icon ones, and my only DC Multiverse Batman, he's definitely the most posable, and he looks good, you know, in these poses. It's awesome. It's crazy the stuff you can actually get him to do without him looking broken like I just did right now. But yeah, you can get him to some really awesome poses, and I really do love it, especially if you have a stand. You can definitely just, it is really fun to pose this guy. That's why I'm trying to get it out. The loose joints really do get in the way. It's really annoying and really frustrating. The hands pop off way too easily. So keep that in mind, though, that you can pop them back on. It will get annoying. Even if you're sitting there, well, they come on and off. They don't fall off on their own. Yeah, but trust me, it can still get pretty frustrating after the 5th time it happening. But is he worth it? I would say yeah. I think he's awesome. I'm definitely interested in the line. I've only seen complaints about Batman with the loose joints. I want to put that out there right now, because I don't have the Flash. I don't have a Reverse Flash or Slade or anyone else yet. Those are the only figures that are actually out right now, and I haven't seen anybody write down a complaint about their articulation or their, I should say, their joints being loose. So hopefully it is just Batman, which is kind of disappointing because it's probably my most wanted one in the line. But is it horrible and, you know, deal breaking? No, not by any means. I mean, his articulation is, again, amazing. Anyways, let's move on to some size comparisons and then wrap this video up. Here he is next to a Dragon Star Series Goku and a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. You can see here he definitely does stand a lot taller than both of them. If you wanted to take pictures with him and your Marvel Legends, I think you can get away with it, assuming you pose him right and don't have them standing straight up. Just, you know, the illusion of the way they are will definitely translate through in the picture. But like this, yeah, that's definitely way out of scale. So in case you wanted to mix and match, you can get creative. I'm sure you can get away with it, but for the most part, no, they're not in scale. Here he is next to the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God Goku. You can see he definitely towers over him too. And for your Batman comparison, here he is next to the Mezco 112 Batman and to DC Icons Batman, which it's kind of crazy to think that this is the same line. This is like the first Batman, which is Dick Grayson's Batman technically, and the new 52. Why do I keep doing that? The Rebirth Batman, which I think looks good. I'm not a big fan of his face. It's a little too red in the lips and stuff. Same with his. It's a little bit too pink. His head's definitely a little small. He just looks weird. Especially next to these guys. He's so small. I did like this Batman. His articulation wasn't horrible. The main thing this line was missing was definitely the upper thigh rotation. If it had that, they wouldn't have been that bad. I mean, his chest articulation wasn't that great, but his was actually pretty good. The Mezco one, again, it's good. I like it, but I'm not actually a fan of this suit that much. I know it's like an homage to his original one, especially with the cowl and the mask and everything, but I'm not. I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't like the suit. Do I like the figure? Do I think it's awesome? Yes, I love it. It's great. This one more common accurate if I'm correct because of the black and everything, and it does have the purple on the inside. Really liked how this one looks. Articulation sucks. It honestly really sucks. His articulation again, up until you get to the legs, not bad. Looks weird. Way too small. This Batman, is it perfect? No, the arms are definitely, in my opinion, too long. But the head sculpt looks really good. His articulation, I think, is miles above all three of these. The Mezco one probably being the only one that comes really close to it, but I still think his is definitely better, especially since you don't have to worry about the suit tearing or any of the kind of rubbery pieces here getting, pinched or nothing. So, out of all these, definitely my favorite one, but not without its issues. The loose joints really annoy me. He had loose joints when I got him too. I want to say his legs are a little bit loose as well, and I want to say his leg might actually have been loosed a little bit too. I don't remember. I want to say I mentioned it in the review because I got kind of annoyed about that. But yeah, so I guess common theme here: loose joints, not good, but articulation superior on the two on the left. Definitely the essential one kind of blows them out of the water in my opinion, and these two, although not bad, this one, the head sculpt I think is the worst part of him. If they had fixed that, it wouldn't have been so bad. This one again, articulation is what killed it. That one, arms are too long and way too loose, looser than all these other ones. And that one, just not a fan of the suit. But and I want to say he might have a loose leg, but aside from that, he's not bad. And I definitely want the other one, though. Just staying on this subject here, I want to say his body is probably the worst proportioned one out of all of them. He's very big, very muscular in the upper chest. All these other ones are a little bit more, I want to say, even more kind of even with the legs, I should say, and the height. If he was just a little bit taller, I don't think his chest would look so kind of weird to me. It could just be that he's standing next to these other ones, but I just wanted to point that out. Anyways, moving on. So is he the perfect Batman? No, not by any means, but is he miles above the rest? In my opinion, yeah. He's really fun to pose, albeit pretty frustrating, especially with the wrists, or hands I should say, kind of wanting to pop off. It can get annoying. Even putting him in this pose, his right fist just kind of popped off while I was moving his hand. Kind of annoying. The loose legs, they're not so loose that the way he's posed, his legs will fall down or anything. So at least it has that going for it. Same with the arms and stuff. Though when you want him to stand and, kind of have action poses on the ground, it can get a little bit frustrating. But the range of his articulation, I think, is awesome. I really like it. Really like the sculpt. I think the head looks amazing and everything. The paint work came out pretty clean, and overall, I'm content with the figure, especially since he does go for about $20 to $30. Mostly lower than 30, I would say. Definitely try and stick around the $25 range, which I think is about his retail price. But yeah, not really much else to say here other than it's a good figure. I recommend him. Just know that he is slightly flawed. I'm hoping they get better, and I would say, yeah, it's their first wave. It's the first batch of figures. Hopefully they'll figure it out. But you can see that the prototype versus this, they've already came a long way, and DC's been doing figures for a while, so I don't want to give them the excuse of, well, it's a new kind of series and stuff. Maybe they'll fix the loose joints later. I feel like they've been around long enough to know what they're doing, so again, I don't want to kind of give them a pass like I would with other figure series that are pretty new. Get your stuff together, DC, is the best I can say. I do hope we get accessory packs because his hands pop off pretty easy, so it'd be pretty simple for them to produce different hands and different accessories for the figure, and I would love it if they did that because definitely not enough figure companies do that, and they've done it before, so why not do it again? I'm sure you will appease fans. But anyways, that is my review for the DC Essentials of Batman action figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, comment below, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.